when the question was raised as to whether women would have the right to work and study, the Taliban spokesperson didn't respond initially. And when that question was asked again, he said they would, but according to Islamic law and Sharia law. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Because Afghanistan so far has been an Islamic country. It had an Islamic constitution over the last 20 years. So why is yours different? What does yours mean that is different from the Islamic constitution that the country had or delivered over the last 20 years? So I don't trust what they're saying. This is all for diplomacy. This has all been to please the international community, to see them as a legitimate government. And once they've stepped out of Afghanistan, we'll see probably the real face of the Taliban, because we didn't trust them back then, and I'm not going to trust them today. For the international community, it's a scapegoat. It's a way to say we were right, and it's to justify the withdrawal. And I think it's to give them a reason to say, well, look, we've left knowing that the Taliban have agreed to accept basic human rights for Afghanistan. They'd rather close their eyes to the reality and just accept what the Taliban spokesperson on the ground is saying and taking it for their word. So it's, in my opinion, just a way to allow them to leave holding their head up, I guess. Resettlement is time constrained, because once you evacuate and you leave completely, how certain can you be, first of all, that those Afghans that you want to help are going to survive, that they won't be killed? And second of all, how are they going to get out if the Taliban control the airport? So it's all well and good to say that we're going to accept 20,000, but you first of all said that you accept 5,000 this year and the rest following years. That should have been all at once. And second of all, when is that going to happen? And we need action more than words. You need to act like urgently right now, because there is no way, and people who don't have confidence that they will be able to get out once you've left. And potentially even looking at extending this evacuation date from 2 or 3 days to a couple of weeks. Stay there and do it properly. What's important with this resettlement scheme is not only getting them out, but when they come here, not leaving them alone. We need to make sure that the trauma caused by this conflict is dealt with, that they're integrated properly into British society, they're housed properly, they're put into education, we've got the necessary health checks, we've got the necessary support systems available. There's a lot of steps that need to be taken to make sure that these Afghans feel at home, feel supported, and eventually feel that they're part of British society.